Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Isn't Dravid's appointment a bad move? Wow, wasn't doing a better job at the development level. That's a bit unfair. How is it a bad move, Sammy?
I mean, that's quite harsh on poor Rahul Dravid, because I feel that, of course, he was doing a good job on the getting in the younger boys, but I think in all probability VVS Lakshman's taking over, so that's also a very positive move. And right now, I mean, I consider it extremely positive to see Rahul Dravid as coach, so I don't understand his point of how it's a bad move, really.
Abhijit, how do you see Rahul Dravid as India coach?
I see. I think it's a great move, of course, and this theory that it's a bad move because he was already good at development level is such a बॉस लोग अप्रेजल में कहते हैं ना दैट तू अभी मैनेजर बन के अच्छा तो कर रहा है, सीनियर मैनेजर क्यों बनना है, अरे दिस इज इवन डेवलपमेंट फॉर द नेशनल टीम, सो दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड इवन मोर. सो आई थिंक इट्स अ ग्रेट न्यूज एंड yeah, it will be very much in contrast of style, I think, from Ravi Shastri, and especially the perception of Ravi Shastri, which is little unfair. So I hope, first thing I hope is that Ravi Shastri gets his due, because they've been, I mean, all these memes and all, jokes around his consumption of various spirits is fine, but it's a little too much. Like, I have alcoholic friends who say like, "Arey Ravi Shastri to ye karta hoga." I'm like, "Yaar, tum kya bola?" So it's not like Ravi Shastri, instead of having a morning tea, is having like shots or something. So I just hope a lot of respect is given to Ravi Shastri for what he has achieved.
Irfan bhai, Rahul Dravid के लिए एक soft corner रहेगा. मतलब I think my guess is that people will be a lot more, how do I say, accepting of lows when Rahul Dravid is in charge. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Rahul Dravid is one player, I mean, who's earned a lot of respect for himself in not just in Indian cricket but also around the world. So that is for sure. But I think the question which had come some time back, of course, it was very harsh. But the person who's asked the question must be, really concerned about the young Indian players and the upcoming Indian players. So that question must have come from there. That concern for. क्या अब इंडियन यंगस्टर्स का क्या होगा, that question must have come from there. But as Sayami just mentioned, I didn't know about this, ke VVS Lakshman is going to take over in that space, so that's another great move, I think.
Yeah, Joy, for a while now, Rahul Dravid has been working on what one can call the supply chain of Indian cricket. Now, if he's in charge of the number one team, what happens to the supply chain? Is that a fair worry?
Okay, can I first say one thing? Rahul Dravid has not made every under-19 cricketer for the past 5 years. There have been many people who are a part of this. It's lovely to have a man like Rahul Dravid at top, but there are many people who have identified many players, who have worked on many things. To give Rahul Dravid credit for everything, because that's the name we know and we like him because it's a work, is unfair, not on Rahul Dravid, but on all the other guys who really work very hard to get these guys. So don't give me this that Rahul Dravid akela supply chain chala. Number one. Number two is that when you run in any organization, whether it's a cricket team or a national cricket team or a cricket academy, the thing is not about what you do. Agar you are the kind of शेर कि मैं टाइगर हूँ, मैं करवा देता हूँ, then you're bad for the system, because जिस दिन आप निकल जाओगे वो system चलेगा. So Rahul Dravid is a very calm guy who has put in a certain amount of systems in place. Some of those systems have been put in place from 2003-04 when we had something called TRDO, when people came in and there people like Dhoni and all were spotted. There are some very, very good systems in place in Indian cricket already. Rahul Dravid being there gave people more confidence. He backed a few cricketers because of his legendary reputation. Happened. But that doesn't mean that Rahul Dravid is the only reason this thing worked. And I'm very, very sure that system will continue to work if he's not there. There's a system in place, it will continue to work. So give him credit, but don't take away credit from so many other people who work on these players. That's one.
Sami, advantage India because Dravid has worked with the core of the younger lot of Indian players. A lot of these players have come through the Rahul Dravid school when he was in charge of the under-19 setup. So clearly that's a huge, huge plus. He knows these players very closely, their strengths and their weaknesses.
I would just like to, I completely agree with what Joy sir was saying, is that there is a system in place. And I don't know if Irfan said this to someone, you asked Irfan that, if we do have losses when Rahul Dravid's coach, will we be less harsh on him? I don't think so, because as a nation we are so aggressive when we lose in cricket. So even when the big five played and when we lost, we saw how fans used to react and do just stupid things of burning down posters, going to houses, and all these sad things.
It was worse.
So that's even worse. So we've seen the bad side of fans, and yeah, of course, Dravid brings calmness. He brings stability, which is all a part of his personality. But like Joyce said, there's a system in place, and these things, these boys who are in the 18-20 squad for the Indian team are very, very good, and they're there for a reason. A coach plays a very important part, and of course, like he said, there are systems that make players there are senior players who pull in. So Dravid will be there to kind of support, put his shoulder around certain players who need a pat on their back. So this is what coaches do. I don't think really it's so much like Joyce said. It's the system that kind of takes things forward.